Your host is prepared, everyone.
Yeah. So since then, bro, and this is all like this is both within the confines of the NFL, but on the field and off the field. But 3,000 plus yards, you've been a Pro Bowler, a two-time NFL Top 100 player, Walter Payton Man of the Year nominee, and Pop Warner Youth Award, the Pop Warner Interaction Youth Award. Like, you were OD'd.
Yeah.
And the way you explained it, like an Xbox being unplugged, the TV being unplugged, like rock bottom, working at Sprouts for $11 an hour.
Right.
And now you've accomplished these things in the last 5 years. Like, what do you think about when you think of your 5 years of sobriety? Like, what do you look back on? Like, what are you proud of? Like, I think that's major, bro. You know what I mean? Like,
Right.
people look up to you. Like,
It's still hard for me to comprehend that sometimes. And it's just like, even when people like will see me and be like, oh, that's Darren Waller. I'm just like, why? Like, why are you? Because I'm, I don't know. Still feel like I'm just like, same.
because you're
guy,
like, it's, you walk around as the football player, Darren Waller, which
Right.
obviously you're a fucking monster, but like everything you've overcome in these last 5 years, like you mean so much more to people than just football.
Right.
Like personally, I look up to you. I watch you walk around, all the fellas yesterday and everything else, and you're like, yo, that dude, like people are like proud of you, and people are like fired up, and then when you speak, people listen because you've done so much to work on yourself. Like since then,
Right.
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I want you to talk about what you think about, like when you think of this stuff, like when you look back, like, man, when you reflect, when you journal, when you have gratitude, like what are things you look back on and you're like proud of Darren Waller?
I think I'm proud of the fact that I made it a habit to seek routes in my life that were uncomfortable. Like it was uncomfortable to go to rehab. It was uncomfortable to, go to meetings. It was uncomfortable to work at Sprouts and work for the salary that I was working for, especially from the salary that I was coming from, and just like all the humbling experiences that came from that. Even just training to get back to getting reinstated. There wasn't really like a defined thing to work towards. It was just like, I'm gonna work and hope that I get a chance, but there's no chance guaranteed here. So I'm just gonna work just to work. And then um just, staying just working on like mindfulness and things like that, just staying present to the moment really helped and not tripping too much about the future. But yeah, I mean just and then not necessarily getting too high and too low with the cards that I was dealt. 'Cause I got reinstated, but then I got cut and I was on practice squad. And it was like I knew they were gonna kind of hide me, and because nobody was going to touch me with my track record at the time. But I was able and I had the skills to choose a positive attitude and be like, well, I can just, this is me. I'm being hidden for a reason. Like, I feel like God isn't giving me these things right away because my character still has to develop to be able to hold up a certain level of success. Because if I don't have, if it was given to me, if the level of success I have now was given to me in 2016, it would be a car wreck. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, so I don't know, just staying with the process and not being necessarily worried about when things would happen, but just, staying in the work and focusing on, like I said, like my character development as opposed to when certain results would come my way. And then it's like you kind of look up along the way and like like the results are coming and it's like, okay, but like a lot of people put their feet up and kick their feet up when good things start happening. But for me, it's just like, I don't know, man. Like I feel like if I kick my feet up, like there's a lot of dark shit I could go back to if I start getting comfortable. So it's just like, staying in that discomfort.
What are like, I just, I know that's tough for everybody just to create like that type of like diligence in their life. Um, what are a couple things that you like, I guess, hang your hat on when you look back? Not hang your hat on, but really attest things to. Is it like creating a routine and having mentors or certain therapies in your life? Because that shit is hard to do,
Right.
especially when you come from like I can only imagine what like an addiction mindset is, but everybody, especially in America, like it's all about chasing the next thing and being on this hamster wheel of success.
Right.
And you always talk about slowing down, like not worrying about results. Like I know that takes a lot of like diligence to like cultivate that. Like, what are a couple things that you would say or attest to that you're like, man, these are a couple things I have to have no matter what, that's going to continue to allow me to have this mentality about it? Is it therapy? Is it mentors? Is it routine? Is it structure? Like what are those things?
Yeah. My guy Donnie call it non-negotiables. In the morning, it's like, meditation and prayer. Um, it's journaling, it's having a therapist. For me, it's going to meetings. Like I went to a meeting last night as opposed to riding the I don't know whatever the
Yeah,
shit
yeah,
they were on last
they did
night.
the pedal thing down in
Yeah,
Broadway.
I got connected, and this old dude, shout out to Steve, came pick me up. Went to a meeting,
What kind of meeting?
like a 12-step meeting.
Damn, man.
Yeah, at just like an Episcopal church
And
around there.
you found him through somebody else, or you found him through?
It's a dude that I'm like an OG that I'm connected to. I was like, I'm gonna be in Nashville for a meeting. He's like, I know just a guy. So I went with him, and it's like, going to meetings regularly and having a community of people in the meeting environment, and so I can have those people like outside of football, so I can go there and just like be able to focus on the human being. Just reading books, making music does a lot for me. As far as filling my cup up, so it's making sure all those things are all in the mix.